Welcome, love them knives. We've got Takcom in the house. Takcom Knives. I've seen this knife. Oh shoot, the last year and a half. I think he says in his deal that he's been working on this knife for 2 years. Look at the micro milling on here. He did that at kind of the last moment when it was going into production, because it'll give you, more grip on it. But this is OEM'd by Bestech, and there's no stuff, no billboarding on it, right? And for Unnamed, because it's the Unnamed. Did you know that? It's Unnamed from Takcom Knives. And of course, Takcom Knives also Takcom also has TacKnives. They're two different. This is Takcom, right? Takcom.com. Check them out. Now, they do a bunch of OTFs and all this stuff, but Shane was wanting to do a folder, and he's got 2 or 3, maybe 4 now going into production, but this is Magnacut. Now, I had one of his OTFs that was OEM by Bestech in Magnacut. I took the blade out of that, sent it in for testing along with, I think, EDC EMP knife that another guy sent me. That is, of course, that's OEM by Bestech, and that was in Magnacut. I sent that in, and then a third knife as well that was OEM by Bestech in Magnacut. And guess what? All 3 of them came back at 63.5 Rockwell. Now, that's just weird. Now, why not 62 and another one at 61.5, another one at 63 or whatever? But they were all 63.5. That is really weird. But you know what? So I'm thinking this one's got to be very close to 63 or between 63 and 64 Rockwell. Bestech's been hitting it right on the nuts. I don't know how they do it, but they've been doing it because I got test results to show it. So this one, no billboarding, any of that kind of thing. But this is the knife that he had been working on for a while. And it's nice. It's nice. And ceramic bearings, all that kind of stuff. Of course, titanium and micro milling and a button lock. Let's check the button lock out. Okay, plunger, typical thing, right? Spring behind it, etc., etc. All right. Blade to handle length. Yeah, it's all in there. What are these? Let me grab my thing here. Are these number 8s? Yeah, number 8s all across the body. Nice. I like this button because it's not just your typical round button, and then it's got cross hatching on here, or diamond, whatever. And the pocket clip. Right hand only, I guess, because, obviously there's machined in to settle this thing down in here. Right hand only. Looks good. Design flow is good. Nice cutaway here, so easy to finger flick, right? And then or thumb flick, or just push the button and kick it out, right? That kind of thing. Centered. No blade plate lock rock. None of that nonsense. And let us see. Of course, of all the paper I grab out there, I have a little strip of nothing. That'll be enough, I guess. I don't care. I just kind of want to get an idea. Wow. But you know what? Magnacut. That's what Spyderco and Benchmade are both using for their Salt Series stuff. So talk about, when this gets heat treated the right way. I've got the Manix 2 in yellow, lightweight. It's in the other room. I carry it all the time. I get jazzed about that, but, we went through a hurricane and all this shit, and I go to the coast, and it's near the ocean and all this stuff. So I carry it. I do. I've got an LC200N, Salt Series in the green, okay? But I carry that Manix, and you know what? no problem. And I'll leave it on the table out there in the lanai at 70% humidity, blah, 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 day after day, heat, whatever. It's holding up. Okay, so I'm thinking this is going to be pretty corrosion resistant too, which I wouldn't have figured that. And I think Laren Thomas was a little surprised at how corrosion resistant it was when it was austenized, you know? Because I don't think he anticipated that austenizing, the process of the heat treating, would actually make it more corrosion resistant, but it had. Regardless, I'm happy. And Magnacut is a great steel. And this is now, you like this design or you don't. Now, he's got a couple other knives going in that I think are fascinating as well, okay? But this one's the first one out. And so it's available. Oh, by the way, I was saying no named or unnamed. It is the Unnamed. That's the name. Unnamed. No, I was messaging back and forth with him, and I go, well, what are you going to call it? And he goes, I don't know. You got any ideas? And I did. I threw him about 4 or 5 good names I thought were good names. Apparently not. And so he was talking to another guy, Vacuum or whatever his name is, that blasts back and forth with him all the time. And they decided, well, since it's been unnamed so long, let's just go with unnamed. So it's unnamed. $269, which, you know what? Magnacut, titanium, ceramic, Bestech OEM. There's a lot of Bestech knives that come out. They're like 3 something, blah, 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 blah. So, no, I don't think this is unreasonable at all. And there you go. And 3.5-inch blade, basically 8 inches overall. And, you know, he tells you, Bestech's the OEM, Magnacut, blah, 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 micro milling, all that. 3.2 millimeter blade thickness, which is pretty decent these days. Most of the time it's 2.5 to maybe 3, okay? And why I printed this all over again, I don't know. Ceramic bearings, T8s. Oh, the pivot's a T10. Well, you're going to be that way to me. So the pivot is a T10, huh? And then T8s on the body. So he's getting with it. I mean, that thing just closes like, you know, like that. If you're too cavalier, it'll bounce off the stop, you know. Now, saying that, yeah, the detent isn't like a detent on a frame lock or something like that, because all these button lock knives, they have a lighter detent. They just do. Okay, that's just the nature of the beast. But, I mean, it ain't going to fall, you know, like that. But, I mean, if you whack it hard enough, okay, there it goes. And, but it's got a nice drop shut to it. I mean, if I would just hold the button down, it'd close all the way, right? And it bounced off the stop there, okay? But most of the time, it's almost like, look at this, it goes upwards, back into it, right? Isn't that weird? Okay, so it's cool. Okay, let's get I'm playing with it, and where the hell did I damn put my my tape? Okay. Jeez. I'm gonna get 10 tape measures and lay them all over my damn desktop so I can find one. 3.5, basically 90 millimeters. Let's call it that. I mean, we could argue a millimeter or something. Okay, and then almost 8 inches. Let's just not argue about that either. And 20 centimeters. Okay. Now, let's talk about this because I didn't see this stat. Okay, 0.53. That's goodly. 13.5 millimeter. That, you know, that isn't 0.46 or anything. That's a little bit more handful. Nah, this is saying 3, not 3.2, 0.11. So, no, this is more like 3 millimeter. He says 3.2, but I'm not seeing that. I'm getting 3. Okay. Regardless, right? Nice little sound when it kicks shut. Whew. Yeah. So this is the thing, though. I think you got to decide, is this a, you know, like any knife I put on my channel, I go, is this a design you like? And if it is, then I'm definitely not going to discourage you from getting one, because 269 is a good deal. Bestech's a great OEM. The Magnacut Rockwell that they're doing is doing great. And this one is built solid. It is solid. And there's your backspacer running all the way down. Nice little finish look. I mean, this thing's put together, and the ergos are fine for me. Now, if you have a much bigger hand, this little canoe area might be a little much for you. But you can always creep up and expand your reach there. Stonewashy. So, you know, the good thing about stonewash, everything's knocked down, everything's smoothed out, all that kind of stuff. And then here you got a thumb ramp that's jimped. And then you come up here or here with this jimping here. So the Unnamed is unnamed, my friend. God, that just kicks down, doesn't it? You'll drive yourself crazy with the fidgety on here, but oh, it ain't 2 ounces though. I just thought I'd tell you that right off the bat. Yikes. No, it's not 2 ounces, but it's not that heavy. I mean, my LTK Result knife, which is 8 inches overall length and not this tall really, was 4.5. So this is 4.87. Nah, not bad. Okay. Which is 138 grams. Okay. So no, it's got some heft in the hand, and it's got some width here. And so for sure, right? Reverse grip is definitely comfortable as well. So I think this kind of fits most people, unless you're like a 3-inch blade, not to exceed 3.2, then this might be too big for you. But if you're you like 3.5 to 4 inch, or you like it in the 3.45, 3.5, whatever, then this would be perfect size for you. Check it out. There you go. More to come. Takcom, interesting. TacKnives, also interesting. A different kind of group of knives on TacKnives, because they're not OEM by Bestech, and they're, you know, more price sensitive type knives, may I say. OTFs by and large. Some are folders, and I've had some of the folders, and they're pretty cool. But yeah, this is the high end, you know, on the Takcom, and that's where this one lays right now. So check it out, my friends. What do you think? Yeah, good looking. Comes in a nice hard box here. Nothing else in here that I could see. Just the plastic it comes in. Nope, nothing under here. Nothing under here. Okay, so very, you know, not tons of stickers and crazy stuff and all that. Just a hard shell box, a nice knife. You make your own decision. I'll tell you one thing. We love them knives. So you guys, stay sharp.